Okay, good day to everyone. This is an Underpunks podcast, which means that we are predominantly going to be talking about what should we call it, the living universe role-playing game that is Underpunks, which plays out on Discord, and also includes NFTs as our assets. But most of the focus in Underpunks is actually on story, building a open world living universe, a place that you can actually make a difference and your story isn't extracted from the game but actually influences the direction of the game. That is Underpunks. It is a text-based game as well, hence there won't be a lot of exciting things to look at. This is a podcast. It's meant to encourage you to stop staring at the screen, get on with things, minimize this YouTube tab on your browser and get on with what you're doing and just have a bit of a listen. We'll be talking about a number of things. First of all, we're going to look at the love letters competition, which was run by one of our players, one of our oldest players, QCat, a player-run competition on the Discord server. Coincides with Valentine's Day here in Australia. I'm not sure. I think it's different all over the world, but definitely in Australia we're having Valentine's Day today. So quickly on the rules, letter must be from Anonymous. I should point out that all of the characters in Underpunks are humanoid rats living under a retro-futuristic cyberpunk city. You can reference your affection to an object or an NPC or anything in the game. So let's go through and read some of these. I'll actually switch over to this screen here. But like I said, I am encouraging you to minimize the browser and do the things that you need to do as I just mutter away in your ear, which will be probably the style that we're going to go through, continue to use for this kind of ongoing podcast. It takes too much to edit visuals and do all sorts of things like that. So we might do some dev stories and interesting kind of approaches to how we're creating the universe that is Underpunks, which is really expanding into a universe, I must say, at the moment. I think up until recently, until the Ocean race arrived. Before that, we were just kind of a little colony of NPCs and players living underground, and that's really quite expanded. And we're in for a massive ride this year with so much coming with economy and travel and spacecraft and things like that. Right, so the first letter, let me just get down to it. Some of these I'm going to be trying to read in an accent, but luckily I said that at the end of the competition, so a lot of these we'll just read in my normal voice. So the first one comes from Lasergeek, also one of my oldest. Well, I can actually probably call Lasergeek my oldest player, not in how old Lasergeek is, but in terms of being the person who was literally there at the very, very beginning of Underpunks when Underpunks started as a role-playing game on a live stream that we were doing on Twitch. Okay, my dearest Bonesaw. Oh, I should point out a couple of things before we go into these. I'll just glance over, and I haven't read any of them, so I'll glance over and look at a few words here and there, and explain a few things beforehand. So the bone saw that's going to be talked about here is technically a weapon, but it's a doctor's weapon. And Lasergeek has very high skilled medicine. I think he's one of the highest skilled medicine players that we have. So he has a bone saw which allows him to do things which no other player can do after he is attacked and defeated an enemy. I won't go into too much detail about that. I'm sure the letter will have its own voice. So the first entry from Lasergeek, my dearest Bonesaw. I know this may sound a bit odd, but I have fallen deeply in love with you. Every time you begin to slice through flesh and bone, my heart races with excitement. You are truly the cut above the rest. With your sharp blade of precision, you remove organs with such ease, it's like you're dancing. I can't help but be mesmerized by your efficiency and grace. You have a way of making even the most gruesome tasks seem beautiful. I find myself daydreaming about you and longing for the next time we can be together. I know some may think our love is a bit unorthodox, but I can't help how I feel. I love you, Bonesaw, forever. I'm trying to keep a straight face. And always, your adoring fan. Isn't that brilliant? That's so good. That's such a good letter. Lemuel forever. What's this one going to be about? This might be a Muppets reference, I'm not sure. My sweetest Miss Frizzle Chicken, feelings not for me, I thought. Then I saw you on the surface. Okay, so it's the surface chicken. I was love struck the moment I saw you. I suddenly had feeling springing up deeper than any dungeon has ever taken me. My pores began to sweat, my pupils dilated, and I swear my heart wanted to kill me. Standing there, looking at you devouring a worm, I had to resist the urge to ruffle your feathers. I wanted to be your protector, your rat in shining armour. Colonel Sanders will never get his hands on you. Yours forever and ever, Anonymous. That's brilliant. All right, I'm going to... Do I have a pause button on this? I'll just keep going. There'll be time. I'm sure I've got a pause button somewhere. All right. I have a stop recording. I need to find the pause button. Okay. I'll have a drink and we'll do cigars. So good. So far, so good. Okay, cigar. Cigar is one of the oldest guards. We have 4 factions in the game. We have the guards, we have the thieves, we have the monks, we have the spies. Technically, although they're not really a guild, there is a group called the Tech. They sort of don't operate as one of the 4 major guilds, but there is a Tech kind of guild as well on the side. As well as some player-run corporations, which kind of run like guilds or larger than guilds. And then on top of that, I think we have a collection of corporations on top of that, getting bigger. So it's quite a wide scope universe in that sense. Cigar. Dear guards, I'll always be proud of the citizen that chose the path of light. Okay, I need to get in the right mode because I've just come from a frizzle chicken. Okay, I need to get the right tone for this. Dear guards, I will always be proud of the citizen that chose the path of the light. Should they be servants of law, curious explorers, dedicated scientists or inspired artists, you are the jewels of Ratropia, and as long as unenlightened rats are criticizing the order you protect, I know you are doing a great job. I see you training every day to achieve your goals. Lift your spirits, and for the Queen to be proud of you. I know for sure that you'll succeed as long as your mind is open and your body strong enough to carry your destiny. Please don't change anything. House is behind, but the whole world awaits ahead. You will always safely return in a lovely home, which is the guard's tower. Oh, and tell you know who... Okay, sorry, I'm broken it. Oh, and tell you know who he can join me next time. He know who. You know who. I'll tell you know who. Okay, sorry. Fuck. Okay, I get it. Okay, I get it. Rewind. Please don't change anything. House is behind, but the whole world awaits you. You will always safely return in a lovely home, which is the guard's tower. Oh, and tell you know, he can join me next time. I miss our conversations deeply. All the best. Former drill sergeant. That's okay. I know what that's about now. Like I said, I've not read these. So I've read one that added me, that tagged me, but I haven't actually read these through. So he's talking about the old drill sergeant who has left the guards tower and was replaced. He will be coming back as an NPC somewhere else, I'm sure. The guards will actually, if we'll just talk about this for a moment, the guards will actually have the ability. We're bringing in a massive new update. It's actually releasing today. And it's an economy, faction trading. It's about reputation, but it's about trading, and it's about your reputation affecting the prices that you can buy and sell things. Well, not so much sell, but definitely buy things for. So you can get better deals and make profit and stuff like that. So rep is a very big part of the economy update. And for the guards, they don't necessarily, when they're doing their normal training, they're not actually working for the 55th Imperial Legion, which is the big guards faction, sort of like the elite guards. But when you're a certain level guard, there will be some jobs coming in that will allow you to go and work for the 55th Imperial Legion. At the moment, you can gain rep with them just by, I think you can sell them oil, I think is the way it works at the moment. All right, I'll take another drink. Okay, this one is from Zigma. I'm just going to call Zigma Ziggy. Just what fits. All right, so Ziggy, we got a lot of emotes with this one. This one, you know, I know everyone cares a lot about Underpunks, and I should just address this point that for me, I'm not playing the game. I do work quite tirelessly around the clock, like to produce this game, and have been doing so for over a year. And I know everyone cares. Like it's not. I'm not asking for someone to actually, you know, constantly tell me what a wonderful job I'm doing. And even when players are doing the opposite and they have an issue with something, I take that as a compliment as well, because it just shows you care. You care enough to bring it up and to make an issue out of it. And we are creating more than a game. We're creating memories. We're creating nostalgia. But I think what I'm trying to aim for is a world that you can kind of not just play in, but work in. And thanks to NFTs, we can kind of achieve that. I'm not trying to create the metaverse. I'm just trying to create a universe. We'll start with the solar system. All right. So I will just point out that this is the letter that brought a bit of a tear to my eye and was very important. No, actually, it was this one. I've jumped the gun. It was it. Excuse me. I take it all back. Everything I said. Take it with a grain of salt. I don't mean any of it. We're just gonna read this one. All right. We'll get back to that. Siggy. For a special person here present. It's not about me. Okay. It's not about the one further down is about me. For a special person here present, it is not really a letter, but the passion and the desire to convey a message of tenderness will still be felt here. I think this is done in the style of a poem, so I will. I have another drink, and I will change my tone accordingly. A friend so dear, a bond so rare, years we've spent, memories to share. Distance may separate us. No, I'll start again. I scrolled and I threw myself off. A friend so dear, a bond so rare, years we've spent, memories to share. Distance may separate us two, but our friendship remains steadfast and true. Hand-picked a few friends I choose, With you among them, there's no excuse. Memories so dear, moments so bright, whether one-on-one or in groups that night. In life, we must pursue what we love, even if challenges from above. You live your passions with such drive, a role model for me, for which I thrive. With passion and purpose, you'll go far, in life and love, near or ajar. For your friendship is a treasure so rare, I'm grateful for it beyond compare. Thank you for the years of support. In friendship and life, you'll always be sought, a true gem in this world so vast, with you by my side, forever, steadfast. I just will point out as well that I am reading these blind. So bear with me. Okay. Paywan. Paywan. Here's a cheers to Paywan. Paywan the air. All right. Okay, so this one, I know what this one's about just by reading the first line. We had a new thing coming in called One Shot, and there is a box. There's a mysterious box in the game. It appeared from nowhere. I will release a spoiler here for anyone who's listened this far. Thank you very much. Make sure to hit like and subscribe and do all those things. Or not. Do the opposite. Something helps. I'm not sure what. I will release a spoiler here about the black box that arrived. There has been some activity with the UFOs and certain events that have been happening with the Retropian Space Agency, and also a couple of events that have happened in Upshire. There's something, someone, some force, some consciousness, some intelligence has become aware of the Retropian Underpunks. Prior to this point, you were not only cut off from the surface that you were trying to contact above you, but the surface had the absolutely no knowledge of your existence. That has changed. The box represents a test, if you like, to determine what you are. And we had some very engaging gameplay last weekend, I think it was, the weekend before, I think. Regarding the box, everybody loved it. It was a combination of word puzzle and text-based gaming, very fast timer, which was fun. Very interesting social experiment too. Some people went all in for the positive, some people went towards the negative. Both have a place in the story. Okay, now we'll read the letter. To the mysterious box. Feeling empty as you are gone. Feeling empty as you are gone. You help keep these few days excited, and as you gone, just keep sleep now thinking of you. Hang on, I need to rephrase myself. Give me a second. Feeling empty as you are gone. You help keep these few days excited. As you're gone, just can't sleep now thinking of you. You were so lively, showing something and unexpecting. I'll just read it as is. I think I'm missing one of the words, but I'm just going to carry on. All right, I won the air. To the mysterious box. Feeling empty as you are gone. You help keep these few days excited, and as you're gone, just can't sleep now thinking of you. You were so lively, showing something and expecting only 3 letters. Never imagined that those 3 letters can be such beauties. Started to falling in love with you and thought to keep you forever. But destiny is like this. Something really wanted to end our affection, but so be it. Waiting for meeting you in some time. May those who can see this bless us and wish that we meet again. Yours truly, sobbing and disturbed. Now, I am sorry I butchered that. That's a lovely letter. But I do know that Pay One is about to get me back further down for butchering his letter there. But I think I got through it on that last take. I won't be editing this. Like, we'll just run with it. All right, Ziggy, here we go. Ziggy, everything I said before now applies again, and you can add it back in. Right, Ziggy, Dear Llama. This is the one I read before. This is one I have read, although I've kind of forgotten what it is. I won't read the spoiler. I'll read that at the end. Right, Ziggy, Dear Llama. I wanted to take a moment to express my utmost respect and gratitude for your passion and dedication on Underpunks. Your creativity and determination to create those gaming experiences for small rats like us is truly inspiring. I am amazed by your ability to turn your ideas into reality and offer players hours of entertainment and adventure. Your ability to create a universe and extend it is very impressive, and I look forward to following this story for a long time. I think I'm just going to stop halfway through that because that just means a lot to me. I'm like that means more than anything that I'm not just trying to create a little game that you can play and then you forget about and move on to the next one. The fact that someone's telling me they're going to stick with this game for a long time is kind of the win for me. Thank you, Ziggy. I almost regret not arriving earlier. I have many adventures to catch up on, and I see my companions living new adventures while I'm still at the basics. Welcome to the 5th floor on the wall. But I am ready to dive into this incredible world that you have created and to live my own adventures. I would like to thank you for your contribution to the role-playing game, the RPG game industry, and for the wonderful moments you have allowed players to experience. Keep following your passion and giving us fantastic games. With respect and admiration, Anonymous. Ziggy, thank you so much. It means a lot. Just the choice of words that you've put into that, placing me in the RPG game industry is important to me, and not just putting me in the the NFT gaming industry. That's very touching, and it's I can't thank you enough. It's moments like that. I'm not asking for them in any way, but moments like that when I get, and I do get them a lot. I get them by DMs, and they appear all over the place. Lady Llama is constantly, every couple of days she's going, "Are you saving these somewhere? Are you clipping them?" They do mean a lot to me, and they're all over the place, and they come in many different forms. But that one was very succinct, and thank you very much. Layla, oh, I'm going to have a drink. Laylo, you're up next. Lelothan. We'll just call you Laylo. We tend to on the Discord. My dearest darling, what accent should I be doing in this one? I'll save the Scottish because Laser's helping me out with the spelling. We'll just go with what comes. My dearest darling Cecile, we've been through so many travels together, you and I, seen so many places and sighted a surfeit of striking, I don't even know how to pronounce that word, surfeit? Surfeit. I think you've actually given me a word I don't know. Surfeit. We'll start again. Maybe I should just put that into a little thing. I'm going to just drop that into Google Translate, and see what we've got there. We may have to edit this bit because I know I said I wouldn't translate anything. Okay, see what you got. What do you got, Google? Surfeit. Google has Surfeit. All right. Thank you for teaching me a word. Wonderful. Okay, good. Let's go again. I forgot the accent I was using. Lalo. Right. My dearest darling Cecile, we've been through so many travels together, you and I, seen so many places and... Fuck, I've forgotten the word again. I am going to edit now. Surf it, like surfing. Okay, fuck. Right. Let's do it again. Let's do it again, shall we? My darling, we'll start again. All right, this next letter is from Lalo, Lelothan. My dearest darling Cecile, we've been through so many travels together. Travails. You've actually put travails. Man, you are throwing me all over the place. I'm going to start again. Right. This letter is from Lalo, Lelothan. My dearest darling Cecile, we've been through so many travails together, you and I, seen so many places and sighted a surfeit of striking creatures, from the kraken bushes of the Rankle to the bahumas of the aptly named hideous dungeon. I am so glad to have had you by my side all this time. We've shambled through the shroom caves together and gotten tipsy in the tavern on many an occasion. You've seen me seriously delirious at Imperious Falls and stuck by me through a plethora of pokes in spite of an inevitable paucity of attention. I love this so much. You are the best temporal slingshot a humble punk could ask for. May our time together stretch into infinity, elastically and spantastically yours, Anonymous. That is wonderful. That is my kind of letter. That is my kind of letter. Give me all them big words. All right. I should just, I'll quickly go back on the pronunciation of Bahumas because I kind of rolled over it because it did caught me out. The pronunciation of most of those underpunk words are very succinctly two-letter syllable kind of words. So be, hu, e, ma, like that. Behuma. So how you string those together is really up to your own accent, but it is literally kind of like the sounds of the words be, hu, ma, behulma. All right, Maximilian wrote one. Gee, Max, okay. I didn't realise you actually entered this. I didn't realise you were taking much notice. Maximilian is my alter ego. Dear Betty. Actually, how does... okay, let's probably do Max's voice then. We'll try. Usually when I'm getting into a voice, I'll try and... there's a catchphrase that I have to use. For him, it's look deep into my eyes. That's... If I can say that phrase, I'm in. So excuse me by starting this letter with look deep into my eyes. Dear Betty, it's been a while since I last wrote to you, and I have been missing your wise counsel and thoughtful responses to our letters. For the past year, I have been in a relationship with an upstanding Ratropian citizen, and I was certain that I loved her deeply. She has expressed her strong feelings for me and her desire to be intimate with me after we are married. Recently, I was unexpectedly set up on 3 blind rat dates with some other young doe rats. They were all very charming. We had a great time together, even though 2 of the dates ended in the royal prison and the other in Barrow's End. We have since become intimate. Now I find myself torn between these 4 does, as I believe that the first young lass would make a great wife, but I cannot shake my feelings for the other 3. Sincerely, Anonymous, Anonymous, asking for a friend. Yes, please come back to us, Betty, and look deep into my eyes. Max is a stage hypnotist. If you ever tried to hypnotize a stage, you'll realize how hard that is. He's an expert. He dates back to the stream. Look at some old YouTube videos if you want to see who Max is. Barrow's End is the undead region. Royal Prison is what it sounds like. Thank you, Max. Betty would love to respond to that. She's not going to do it now because I have a lot to get through. God, here we go. Here we go. Sorry about this. They're going to be swearing in this because you caught me off guard, so whatever. Mon cher Richard. Mon cher Sigal, thank you so much for this letter, mon cher Richard. C'est avec joie que je conviens à la balade fin d'année. Mais ustus de magie, mon pris un temps foot et passa ce moment festif en ta compagnie, mais la plate de jour est suglamment. J'espère pouvoir compter sur présent. J'aurai un masque de renardes qu'une robe orange. Si tu pouvais apporter une tenue associée, je t'en serais. You know, I'm going to do the thing that I often sometimes hear the French do. It's like you just hold before a letter, like you got to get it right. I'm butchering this. I do not speak French. Sedis reconnaissante. That's Italian, sorry. Au plaisir de te voir, c'est midi et ainsi profiter de ta charmante compagnie. I think I've gone half Italian, half French now. Bisous, kisses. Don anonyme préféré. P.S. La guilde des voleurs te salute et contagieuse se... where's my accent gone? Oh, there it is. Oh, mon cher Richard. There's my accent, sorry. Mon cher Richard. Ton anonyme préféré. P.S. La guilde des voleurs te salute et contagieuse c'est pour livrer les informations nécessaires à la prochaine opération. Même paiement. There you go. Butchered it. You were waiting for that. I got a lot of French players. I'm reading this blind. I'm going to point this out. Thank you. My God, QCat, thank you for coming in with just straight up simple English. Dear sir, may this missive find you in poor health and excellent prosperity, for I have been informed that soon we shall be wed by order of the court. Regards, your soon-to-be widow. Although I do prefer window. Your soon-to-be window. Right. Do I need to take a drink for this one? Definitely. Oh my God, this one's in Scottish. This one's in Scottish. Okay. Laser Geek. I hope, my dear electric box, I hope this letter finds ye in good health and high voltage. I can't help but write and express my feelings towards ye. I ken ye may seem strange and unusual, but believe ye me, my love for ye is real and oh so strong. Every time I lay my hands on ye, ye feel a jolt of excitement run through my body. It's like you have a magical hold on me and you can't help but come back to you again and again. I should be feared, but all you feel is warm and fuzzy feeling inside. I'm constantly amazed at your power you possesses and you can't help but be drawn to it. You know, some may call I love daft, but I say who needs sense when you can't have the love of the electric box? I'll never forget the first sorry, I'm losing it. My dear electric box. I never forget the first time I laid my eyes on you. I was bumbling fool, fumbling about in the dark, and you were there, a spark of brilliance in midst of darkness, and you electrocuted me, and I was smitten. I know, you may never be fully express my feelings towards ye, but I hope you can feel the love you have for me. I'll be here always and forever waiting for the next electric shock. Yours truly, a loon in love. I don't know if that's Aussie, Scottish. I don't know what the fuck that was. Okay, next one. Thank you. So this is the point where I said I'll read anything, and then suddenly we get everything in everyone's native language. Les, thank you so much. This actually, so this is one of those. I forget the name of these, but this is a letter where the first letter of every line, and it spells Laser Geek. It's L-E-Z, by the way, I think is the proper pronunciation. If anyone is, I just said Les, but it's L-E-Z. You've got to do it in the French accent too. It's not just Les, not Les. That's the Australian way to say it. I think the proper way to say L-E-Z's name is L-E-Z. L-E-Z. All right. Letter to a missing friend. A picnic that turned into a nightmare. Sorry that I couldn't save you from this spider. What am I doing? Am I doing fucking Clouseau? I think I'm doing Clouseau with this one. Letter to a missing friend. No, that's Scottish. Fuck. Right. I got to get the Scottish out of me. I got to get the Scottish out, and then I can get on with the French. Where's the Where's my line? Do I have a French line? I have one up here. Mon chéri Richard. Mon chéri Richard. Okay. Mon chéri Richard. Letter to a missing friend. No, I've got the Scottish. It's staying. A picnic that turned into a nightmare. Sorry, I'm going to just read it in fucking English. I don't know who I am. Letter to a missing friend. A picnic that turned into a nightmare. Sorry that I couldn't save you from this spider. Every day I think about that unfortunate hammer blow on your head. Relieved I was when I heard you from upstairs after you vanished with the monster. Guilt was my engine, but our friendship was my fuel. Everywhere I tried to find you, I even braved magic portals to rescue you. Eventually I ended up here, in this strange place where I cannot even sniff your shroomy scent. Know that I will never give up my mission. I will find you, my friend. Anonymous letter found in strange vehicle. Elysée, thank you so much. Sorry I couldn't do that in a French accent. I've lost it. Okay, Hindi. My God. This is going to be very hard to not pull this off without sounding like a bucket. Like, I won't even say the word because YouTube will probably flag me for it. Let's just say they're not trying to sound like I'm from It Ain't Half Hot Mum or something. When I was younger in my teen, I did join a Hindi-based cult. It wasn't, not the Haris, it was a completely different one. I did study Sanskrit and a lot of the teachings were in Hindi, so I do recognise a few of these words. There's a word here I recognise which is me, this one here, which is I, basically. And you'll see different versions of it. Sometimes it's, I think up here, depending on the inflections it has on the top, it can be I or it can be in. There's some punctuation I recognise here with the strokes, and I think semicolons here being used as well. What else do I recognise? Rani, queen, I think. Something about a queen, something about, well, obviously treasure, but I see some things. Not a lot. Not a lot because I'm kind of trying to recognise Sanskrit coming back into Hindi. Travelling back up the derivatives, and luckily I have been given, so there's no chance of me reading this unless Pagwan actually provided me with a phonetic translation. Now, let's have a couple of goes at this to get an accent. This is weird. Merini ki kandami. Okay, kandami. That kind of works. I'm going to string this together because it's kind of how the language sounds. A sentence can often just sound like a big long word. You got to be on your toes with Hindi. Marani ka kendi meche cheni sikam karata. So rahatha is rahatha to tha. Marani ke kadam me chani sikam karata. That's a hard one. You got to really throw that T. I'm not going to try and do that, but that's what I should be doing. Jab maine kaje ki nakashiz kabar me suna. Jab maine virave ki jank ki. Jab maine vivaran ki janchi. Isan kaji janko pani ki li janko kami kaha. Manavak ra ga ya. Me pas majuk skuren ren me. Sorry, me. Me pas magic school me my me I gani ki ek episu ka ha jab many. I'm going to just go for it. We're going to butcher the hell out of it. Here we go. Jab many jana shuk gari un jadugaran ne mukas kaha me mehen ja gayoko me si ek hun leki ya magic school be baha ushi hai jab mene dus sari bal jantu I don't know how to do the uns. The unhom muha nish kasit kal tashi manshu jahun men jane ki koshi ki manshu ko bin bi shroom nothing. Something about treasure in her underpants. The Queen's got some treasure in her underpants, I think. Something about that. Is that a mushroom? I'm not sure what shroom. Did shroom not translate properly? Nahin mil rahata. Isal itara ke kushe men kuji mushi ko sadani nahi ha. I'm repeating words if I don't get them, so it's going to sound completely butchered to play one. Ha ki yan shahad hi uphayohi hoga uchrahin jem mika ves saisha min gani kilaka raha hai taki mush kajana miljai itanhi nahin jasik jasmain ur adhik jahunga jakunja mir gayan kashal me sudhar hoga me bas kuch janton ke li apni hasi nahin roksaka me isab ko tab me natahun shab mushai pahala shanti ka sikka milla ur pye drundata u kundata raha kajen ke nakshe ka upahyok karake bahut sar gayan ke sath kuch acha. I know that one. Kajana pan ke munt mir hai bahat se ke sath anam chuha. Chuha's rat. Chuha's mouse. Chuha's mouse. I think that's signed anonymous. I think. Wow. Acha. Thank you so much. Taiwan. Namaste. Oh wow. Okay. Last one. That's the last one. Okay. Let me just bring up the doodah that's recording me, the OBS-ness. I don't even sure if we've got a time there. How long have we been going? 44. Wow. Okay. That's longer than I thought. Jaina, love you so much. Thank you for always being there in the background and being a solid supporter to the game. To all those with stealth. So Jaina is a thief. He's one of the thief guild. We have the guards guild, the thief guilds. They're kind of at odds, friendly odds with each other. And we have a kind of versus a guild wars with the two of those. So Jaina coming here representing the Guild of Thieves. To all those with stealth in their hearts, at night we roam the streets, a glint in our eyes and a criminal mind, our hearts filled with plans, with money to find. We take what we want, we laugh at the law. I should do this, ha ha, hee hee. That's a Denique. This deserves a Denique. All right. To all those with stealth in their hearts, at night we roam the streets, a glint in our eyes and a criminal mind, our hearts filled with plans, with money to find. We take what we want, ha-ha, we laugh at the law, travel alone, though sometimes in pairs, a longing for coin with no need to be fair. Our lives just beginning, the start of a journey. Raise a toast, come with me to those, to new, to old. Raise a toast with me to those new and old. Go forth, your stories be told. Signed, your friend. To all the thieves. Aha, hee hee. All right, thank you very much. That will do. Let's switch back to that one. Yeah, so continuing, if you haven't played Underpunks, or if you've, I don't know, what are you doing this far like into the video if you've never heard what we're talking about with Underpunks? Links in the description. Come and play with us on Discord. It's a lot of fun. It's role-playing at its finest. It's a role-playing game that you won't just play for one night or a couple of months. You'll play this for the rest of your life. A wonderful community, and they all of you, or whether you're Patreons or whether you're just playing the game or whether you're just supporting in whatever way you can, just by being there, being part of the economy that's coming in to Underpunks, just contributing to the game and giving your support by simply doing your actions. There are over 100 actions in the game, and there's soon to be many, many more added to that. I was going to drop a little spoiler. Yeah, let's do that. Just for the people who have actually watched this far. Colby and Hall, I think, is the two chaps of the map that I'm going to be using. It's a top-down flat map of the universe. No, it's the solar system. And it kind of depicts the sun in the middle, and it depicts the distance. I think they're writing in miles, so we're probably going to use miles just because the numbers will be shorter. Each of those bodies is from the sun, so the Earth 93 million miles from the sun. So we're going to use coordinate number 93. So when you're traveling around space, you'll need to use only two kind of thrust coordinates. One is, we'll call that an escape velocity thrust. When you're flying in your rockets, you are essentially seeing how far you can go, depending on your spaceship, from, in this case, the Earth, and you'll be traveling either away from and to the sun and so forth. You'll be using your kind of escape velocity thrust, which literally is just a radius out from the sun. It doesn't matter what direction you're going in. You're just trying to reach a particular orbital zone. So if you're trying to reach Jupiter, for instance, you just need to reach that particular orbit, which is a number minus a million in miles. And so Earth in Earth is 93. Coordinate 93. The second coordinate is your orbital thrust along that line, which would give you the position of the body, Jupiter, Earth, whatever. And we're just going to divide that into 12. We use the we'll use the zodiacal signs for that, not the real ones in the real world. We actually have some that Segal made, and I'm hoping there's 12. If not, we'll adjust. But there are some zodiacal signs, and we're going to use those signs in a numbered sequence. So there'll be 12 of those So what you end up with, if you look at the Hall and Colby map, is we're dividing that into a pizza with 12 slices. And to get anywhere, you just need to know how far out from the sun you need to go. And then you just need to know which of the 12 zones you need to be in. You don't need to do any fancy docking or anything. If you're in the right zone where Mars happens to be at that point in time, then you'll be able to access Mars and any moons and stuff like that, or any bodies that are around it from your ship. You won't actually have to fly down and dock and stuff like that. Initially, we're going to be handling a lot of the missions just with what crew missions actually pop up initially on that. But yeah, so once you're at that sector, at those coordinates, that orbital sector, and also at that distance, then you pretty much can do anything that you need to do on that particular body, that planet, and all of its moons. There's your spoiler. Enjoy the game. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to our next podcast, because these are very easy to do if all I'm doing is talking. We'll show the screen, and maybe we'll do some dev stuff, and we'll do things like that, and we'll try to do these a lot more often. Thanks, everyone. Love you all. Goodbye.